Everybody, welcome to this week's Wisdom Wednesday. My name is Kristen Gear. I am the Managing Director and Director of Operations for BNI Arizona and super excited to come to you this week's edition of Wisdom Wednesday. And of course, remember to record one chapter education unit for watching. And if you guys missed previous episodes, you can watch previous episodes on this Facebook page. If you just do the search option, type in Wisdom Wednesday, all past videos will populate. So if you've missed previous ones, type in Wisdom Wednesday and past videos will populate. And it's the only chapter education unit that counts as one chapter education unit that is less than an hour in length. So all other chapter education units, if you go on BNI Business Builder or if you listen to podcasts, chapter education units have to consist of business networking related information. It doesn't have to be specific to BNI, but it needs to be business networking related. So just want to keep that in mind. But every hour that you spend listening to podcasts, or if you go into BNI Business Builder and you check out the BNI Business Booster series, that is one of my favorite that has a ton of outside speakers that BNI brought in on all different topics, guys. So there's so much amazing information in BNI Business Builder. And as we approach the holidays, this is a perfect opportunity to kind of brush up on your chapter education units. Check out BNI Business Builder if you haven't in a while, or if you haven't at all. The login for BNI Business Builder, if you haven't already signed in, it will still be the email address that's listed in BNI Connect, but it will be a separate login. But if you go to BNIArizona.com, click on account login in the top right hand corner, you will now see that there are two options, BNI Connect and BNI Business Builder. So you no longer have to go figure out what website you need to go to. Just go to BNIArizona.com and you can find both links to both logins, which has been a recent update. So wanted to make sure you guys all knew where to find that information. But today's topic, so I've been talking about this form to a couple different chapters, and I've been finding that not a lot of people know about this amazing form. And I've been talking about this form to several of the new chapters that I've been helping launch. And speaking of which, we have 3 chapters that are going to launch this month, which is really, really exciting. So BNI Flagstaff Elevation has reached their 14 members, which is super exciting. BNI North Scottsdale Power Connectors has also hit the magic number. And BNI Rise out in the East Valley has also hit their magic number. So all 3 chapters are going to be joining the BNI Arizona family this month. So then we will have a total of 83 chapters here just for BNI Arizona, which is so exciting, guys. So exciting. All right, so back to this form. Get distracted with some crazy, important, fun information. Okay, so this form, you can use this in one-to-ones. So in the past, I've talked about the gains form. So everyone should be familiar with the gains form that we use in one-to-ones, which talks about goals, accomplishments, interests, networks, and skills. And that can be both on the personal and professional side. But this form, guys, it's called the Power One-to-One. Power One-to-One. So it has strategic questions on the form that will really help each BNI member understand in more detail of who your target market is. And it ends with an action item, which is super important because I've been hearing a lot where chapters goals to increase referrals, and all of our goals should be to increase referrals, and not only to get referrals, but to pass more referrals. BNI's whole philosophy is givers gain. It's always helping each other, grow each other's businesses. The more we give, the more we will get in return. I'm going to repeat that. The more you give, the more you will get in return. But one of the amazing tools, it's called the Power One-to-One. I have it right here. And I will also upload this form to this BNI Arizona Facebook page as soon as I get to my computer. But the questions that it asks on this amazing form is, number one, who is your target market? Describe in detail what that target market looks like. The more detail that we can provide other BNI members of what that target market looks like, the more they're going to think of specific people and referrals that they're going to be able to send your way. And not only would this be great for one-to-ones, but this would be also great for topics to talk about in your 30 to 60 second weekly presentations. The more details that we can provide in there, guys, the better. If we are too broad with our weekly presentations, the less referrals that we get. Because if a chiropractor just stood up and said, hey, I'm looking for anybody with a spine. Well, that's great. I mean, we know a lot of people with spines. But that really doesn't trigger an ideal person or an exact person to be able to send and refer their way. But if he stood up and talked about his exact target market or described a situation about a particular client that he had previously, if we know someone in that exact situation, then we automatically think of someone specific to refer their way. Some of the other questions on this incredible form is, what should I say to qualify a prospective customer to you? So those key words and those key phrases to listen for, that as we hear those keywords and phrases, it will automatically make us think of you. If we don't educate each other on these keywords and phrases, we may be having conversations with friends, family, clients, coworkers, especially coming up in the holidays where a lot of people are getting together with family members. And if we don't learn about what to listen for, that's a lost opportunity for potential referrals coming your way. So make sure that you're specific in gaining this information. Other amazing questions on here: which companies and industries would be good referral sources for you? So instead of looking for those individual referrals, we're now farming those referral sources, because then they're going to see our target market and be able to reciprocally pass ongoing referrals to us. And that's the end goal, guys. It's not just about asking for those individual referrals. It's building those referral sources so that way we have those ongoing relationships. Now, not only does this help our business, this helps our chapter too. If you think about it, if we start using this form with everybody and we start talking about those ideal referral sources, and if we don't have those ideal referral sources in our chapter, that's a huge opportunity to be able to ask around, see who knows those particular referral sources, to be able to invite them to the next meeting. Because then we will grow our chapters with who we want in the chapter. That's going to make more business for everyone, create more success for everyone involved if we're bringing in those referral sources that everyone's going to want to connect with. So keep those in mind as you're having one-to-ones with members and they're talking about referral sources. Not only would those be great connections for a referral, but those would also be great people to find to invite to your chapter meeting if you don't already have that category represented. Because then you can build those strategic business relationships with those referral sources because they're in your chapter, and you can create a whole power team out of that. And then the next side question with that is, what should I say to connect you with a prospective referral source for you? So how can I make that introduction? What can I say? What is going to be that great way so that way I can easily introduce that person to you? And even if it's a joint conversation, to where not only could we introduce them for that specific referral source, but inviting them to the next chapter meeting, that's like a win-win, because then, one, you're going to get connected to a referral source, and two, you're going to gain additional visibility with them coming to your meeting, and you're helping the entire chapter, because each visitor that attends the chapter meetings passes on average $1,500, and I truly do believe that's a little bit short. Because if we're recording all the thank you for closed business, I'm pretty sure visitors are passing way more than that, and even if they don't even join. So make sure we're utilizing all of this to the max, to be able to connect each other with amazing referral sources, but to also build visibility for the members in the entire chapter with bringing that referral source to your chapter meeting if there's someone not already represented. And then here's the last one, guys. On the bottom of this form, there's an action step. And I love action steps because then you're proactive with finding those referrals for each other as soon as you leave that one-to-one, because we want to make sure that those one-to-ones are strategic in a way. So the question is, what action can I do to support you in the next 24 hours? That's huge, guys. That is so huge. So we want to make sure that if we can connect someone with a referral source, make sure we're passing that referral, making that connection, sending that invitation. We want to make sure that we are being proactive. And coming up on the holiday times, start listening for those keywords and phrases that's going to be able to jumpstart your referrals, because that's going to be what it's all about, guys. So I am going to upload this form so that way all of you can use it. You can download it. You can print it out. That way you have it as a reference to ask these questions in your next one-to-ones. I'm challenging you guys to use this form in your one-to-ones with your gains form. So there's 2 incredible forms that you can use in a one-to-one that's going to create that strategic business partnership with your fellow members. And you get to learn some amazing things along the way that not only could help you and their business, but can also affect everyone's business in the chapter with inviting those amazing referral sources to your next meeting. If you have any questions about that, guys, definitely feel free to reach out to me anytime. My email is kristen@bniarizona.com. And remember, guys, to record 1 chapter education unit for watching. Thanks so much, guys, and we will see you all next week. Have a great day.